welcome welcome to a new series. Let me finish this real quick. Welcome to a new series that I will call Sinos Yaps, alone in this room to maybe 3 people. In this series we talk about a lot of stuff. I'm going to talk about Sonic today. I know this is the last video. I'm not going to talk about Sonic for a while. I lied. Circumstances. But I'm not going to do something long. Maybe. Depends. We're going to talk about something special about the Hedgehog. It was his birthday 2 days ago. 2 days ago. It's 10 p.m. where I am. 2 days ago. And I want to talk about something that's been on my mind, and that's also something that is fought a lot in the community, and it's a subject I want to defend for my life. Okay, I'm gonna just start by saying this: if you think that Chaos Island is a bad island, it's the worst island of the game, you are dead wrong, and you are part of the problem. 2D in modern Sonic is not a problem. In fact, it's something that should be kept. Let me explain why. If we go from where it started, right? The 2D in modern Sonic. If you want to be technical, you can say that it started in like Advance, even though it wasn't really the same 2D like we see later on. It was still a modern Sonic in a 2D setting, and that works. It copied the classics in the first one, but then the second one, Sonic Advance 2, they added more style to it, more modern stuff like the break the speed barrier gimmick. The controls have changed. The level design has been adapted to this type of style. Advance 3 went full Sonic CD and crashed the level design, but they added new mechanics, tag team stuff, where you can team up as Sonic and Tails, Sonic and Knuckles, or Knuckles and just different team stuff, team ups. And for 3 of them, Advance 3 being the exception personally, but for the 2 of them, I'm just gonna say 3 of them, it worked. Modern 2D was not a complaint. In fact, we're calling it, there's a fire outside my house. We wanted it back to this day, and that didn't change through the years. But after that, we went to the Advance to Rush, which again kind of took what Advance 2 did, but this time it's just the boost formula that we have right now. Again, it was another great success. Rush, really well acclaimed. Everybody loves Rush. Everybody loves Rush. Everybody loves Blaze. Rush Adventure and Sonic, maybe not as much as Rush 1 for some people. I mean, I think it's cool. It's not the worst thing ever. It's still fun. It just has a lot of filler. And Sonic Colors DS, again, some even consider it better than the Wii version. And they wouldn't be completely wrong. It's better in a lot of aspects. Again, everybody was cool with that, the Rush formula. But it's when we get to Unleashed that we got some problems. Starting with Unleashed, we got the 3D 2D, or some like to call it 2.5D, which works. It really works in that game, but it's not a fully 3D Sonic game. But anyways, it was like a mainline game after Sonic 06, and he had to do something new. And the boost formula, I mean, we all know how successful it is today. It's great, perfect. Even if they go to sometimes 2D, it was the way Unleashed handled it. It was so dynamic that sometimes the transition was so smooth between 2D and 3D that it doesn't really matter. The reaction time is the same either way. You still have to be very effective. But right after Unleashed, it was criticized because Werehog, which in my opinion can be fair, they went a bit. It was tough. The Werehog is tough. Right? It's fun. It's extremely fun. But come on, fun for 20 minutes when the boost stages are like, if you don't count the main levels, I mean, barely 2 minutes is kind of tough. It was still long. It's still one of the longest like games. Even if you only consider the boost levels, but still compared to the Werehog, you can have like 2 main levels for each Werehog level. That was not okay. So they went to colors, and colors is where the 2D, I feel like I dropped my apple, where the whole problem began of 2D shouldn't be in modern games, I feel like, because colors went overboard. And I agree with that. Colors just was maybe 60 to 70% 2D and 30% 3D, and these 30% were like mostly in the Act 1s. And I agree with that. Even though Colors was my first 3D Sonic game, I can see the problem. But I will debate that most of 2D in Sonic Colors was good 2D, because I feel like that's what matters, if it's good 2D or not. More on that later. Generations came, and it went back to the Unleashed style. It focused a bit more on the 2D side, especially that we have now Classic Sonic, which is another form of 2D that we'll talk about later. And I'm not going to be kind to that one. But if we just center on modern Sonic for now, it's just simply boost, just like Unleashed. There's a bit more 2D, but like, again, it's still the same reaction time, and there's a bit more platforming too, but it's still the same. It's fun, it's reaction time based, and platforming that's fit for Sonic's physics in that game, which is a bit more tankier than Unleashed. But still good, fun. The Generations, everyone loves Generations. Classic Sonic, I'm gonna keep him for the Forces side, for why he was a problem, but which we're gonna attack right now. I don't know why it is. Forces is the low of the low. I feel, in my opinion, is the lowest we can go in terms of modern Sonic and 2D, right? If we look at modern Sonic, right? No, let's start with Classic, because I didn't talk about him in Generations. Classic Sonic in Generations was fine for a one-time thing. It was really, it was good. It was really good. Yeah, really. It was really good, okay? For a one-time thing to show how far you've come. And the physics, even though they weren't the same as the classic Sonic games, just like Advance, they adapted the levels so that it can fit for how like classic Sonic would play in these levels. If you place the Sonic Generations levels with classic Sonic physics, I'm pretty sure there's a mod for that that I've played recently that's been out for a while. I don't know if it's just me, but it doesn't feel good. You just feel slow all the time, and that's because it was adapted for it. And I feel like it would be the same if you like ported the Generations levels into the like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, or Mania. It wouldn't feel the same. That's because they changed the level design to fit the new physics, and it worked. It worked just for that. It was supposed to be a one-time thing. Iizuka said it was supposed to be a one-time thing, and for that occasion, it worked perfectly. Now, Forces comes along, butchers everything. Okay, if you go to Classic Sonic, what did he do? How did he control? He had no momentum. Basically, he moved like he was in Sonic 4. And at least Sonic 4, you had the homing attack, even though it's still stupid. It's a line of enemies. At least you have control, technically. But Classic Sonic is literally just Sonic 4 controls without the homing attack, and it's bad. It's bad. You go fast only when the game wants you to. And again, the hate for 2D Classic Sonic, especially, rose. And I don't hate Classic Sonic, but I don't want to see him again in 3D. That's something I don't want to see again. Actually, I don't want to see his Classic Sonic game in quite a while. And if I have to see him again, I better see like a Christian Whitehead and headcanon thing going on. Superstars, I'll talk about Superstars later, but back to modern Sonic. It went to a Sonic, I'll call that a Sonic Colors minus route. I don't even feel the 3D isn't really 3D actually. I think I've recently filmed myself eating and playing through Luminous Forest, right? With one hand, I completed the level and got an A. The 3D is not 3D, it's a visual novel. Alright, it's literally just a visual novel where you can press X and the game will do itself. The 2D, is it bad? Yeah, it's bad. It's not that it's bad, it's just that there's nothing in it. It's either boost, like the 3D just boosts through stuff, and press A occasionally, like really occasionally while boosting. You don't need to stop or try to control. Or terrible platforming. And when I say terrible platforming, like it's worse. It's like it went from Unleashed, it just nosedived. Got terrible. The platforming is basically forces hit the low of the low, and I feel like that's what peaked the okay. See, 2D shouldn't be in modern Sonic. 2D should be far away. And you know what? I would agree, right? If Frontiers didn't come along, this is where I'm gonna fight a lot of people. Maybe the 3 people that are gonna watch this. The 2D in Frontiers. Let's talk about cyberspace first. Cyberspace recycled. You can say the physics are bad, and I'm not gonna lie, the physics are The physics are but you get used to it. Plus with the homing dash is cool. But the 2D in cyberspace, they're slow, but the controls, the platforming, I will debate compared to any other Sonic game. The platforming is the best by far. And that's simply because of Sonic's controls that are more adapted for the open zone. I'm talking about 2D, not 3D. 2D, it's slow as flip, but it's the platforming where it shines. Think about it real quick. Unleashed 2D platforming was good but fast. You have to like stop. It was good but fast. Generations, again, it was good but fast and even slower than Unleashed technically. They made real platforming challenges that were sometimes not even reaction based, but it was still good. It was just like slower, and the physics were worse than in Unleashed, personally for me. So it was good but not at Unleashed level. Frontiers is just slow. I feel like that's in 2D at least. The only problems I have with Frontiers is that it's slow and that there's no momentum. Aside from that, I have no problem with Frontiers in 2D. And I'm gonna say something right now. Chaos Island is one of the best islands in the game. Okay? And I don't want to hear no one say nothing. Every time I hear complaints about Chaos Islands, it's always like, oh, we're always in 2D. Oh, we're always in 2D. And I get it. It's an open world. Alright? Open world, and you're stuck in a section that you can't get out of. For those who say you can't, you can. Just go backwards. It's not that hard. But I digress. I know it's stupid. But take out the fact that you're in 2D for a minute and just watch how the level flows, okay? The way you flow through that level, where you pass to one platforming section to another, is semi-perfect. I actually believe it's semi-perfect. The way I see the levels, the islands for me, is the best, personally for me, is Ares Island. Second, Oranos. Third, I'm not going to count the DLC. Third, Chaos Island. And fourth, Kronos. I love all of the islands in the game. Oh, and fifth, Rhea, but you know, that's because it's not really the island where it's born. But I love all of the islands in the game, honestly. And the only reason why Kronos and Rhea are last, because again, Rhea is not really an island, it's more like a story section where you platform on the towers. And Kronos is just because, you know, it's the opening island. You can only explore half of the whole island, and there's not much to do. But again, it's the first island of the level, so I don't blame it. The other 3 is top tier platforming, and that includes Chaos Island. I want to hear complaints other than the fact that it's in 2D. What's bad about it? The 2D is extremely good. You have traps, you have different setups, you have enemies. Sure, the enemies are slow, but it's the same in 3D too. Okay, it connects to like the mountain tops. The background is amazing. It looks like a real level, best looking level in the game. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how I can explain it. It just flows. You finish one. The way Frontiers works, and I don't know if A lot of people understand that. I'm spending a lot of time in Frontiers when I should be talking about Shadow Generations. But the way Frontiers works is the dash pads. That also is a complaint on the island. I must say that now the whole treasure or the goalpost, not the goalpost, just these weird signs things now only reveal dash pads. That can be a complaint. But you have to understand that the dash pads are used as directions that you need to go through the island. Let's say I'm in a 3D dimension, right? It's kind of 2D, but let's say boom, boom, boom. If a dash pad is located here, 99% of the time, I'm gonna end up going right. If the dash pad is going forward, 99% of the time, no matter if I go that way, this way, while doing the platforming section, I will end up going straight away. And same thing, if the dash pass is left, no matter if I go even I go through the whole island, right? Even if the platforming section is the whole island, I will end up further left. And that's genius. That's so genius. That's what makes Frontiers so fun. And Chaos Island exploits that perfectly. Granted, it's 2D, so it's easier. But you end up exactly where you wanted and you don't even realize it because you can't see what's ahead of you. You're in 2D. You can't see what's going on. You're just going left and right. But you don't realize that sometimes you're going 2D, sometimes you're going 3D without even realizing, because yeah, it transitions into 2D while having these panoramic effects of, maybe you have I don't remember these these names, that you'll have a small 3D view, or you just have a spring that gives you like a 3D again view that will transition into 2D again, but somehow you still end up where you want it to be. That's genius. And I don't understand why people hate Chaos Island for this, because every time I hear the hate about Chaos Island, it's 2D, so if the 2D is good, what's the problem? Why is there a discussion? Okay, 2D sometimes can be even better than the 3D. If you want a case in point, let's go to the next game, Shadow Generations. The 2D in there, again, just like Chaos Island and Sonic Frontiers, just like Sonic Frontiers in general, is good. It's amazing. Some are even better than 3D stages. I would have never expected, because when Rail Canyon was announced for Shadow Generations, first I got excited. Sonic Heroes is my favorite Sonic game ever. But I was kind of, I'm pretty sure for a lot of you too, it was like that. I was kind of scared because it's railing. It's like you can only do, rails. You can only just rail grind. There's not much to do other than that. And I was kind of scared. They're like, what could he do? We all know how it went with, forces and stuff. And Frontiers again was a lot of rail grinding, but it was dynamic. But still, like, there's not much to do. And while playing the game, I can say for sure that the 2D Rail Canyon is just as good for me as the 3D Rail Canyon. And that says a lot about the 2D, because you think that you're already limited, stuck in a rail thing. But now in 2D, you should even be less limited. But despite that, the 2D was amazing. In Kingdom Valley, it's better than the 3D, to be honest. It depends how you feel on the Doom Surf, but honestly, it's just, the level again flows. You never stop moving, and that's what Sonic should be about. Is the way you can go this way, that way, whatever way, but it's the fact that you're always moving. How you move is what matters, and that's in 2D or 3D. If you just move on a straight line with like a couple enemies like in Forces, or just stuck on a spring, or you slowly move on another auto scroller like Colors, of course you're gonna hate the 2D. Alright, of course you're gonna hate the 2D. But when you're always moving. The magic. Sonic, like, what did Yuji, who said that? I don't know about y'all, but telling to myself, oh, I'm gonna go right. Then I end up going up, down, all around, left, right, underground, popping back up, and still end up where I wanted to be. Right? There's nothing more roller coaster about that than personally. That's the magic about that's done in Frontiers and Sonic Shadow Generations. You have a mix of 3D transitions that make the 2D just feel alive. And that's why I'm so confused, because one of the best, I need to stop talking like one of the best, but Rush is top 10, is in the top 10 Sonic games of all time. I think so. And it's 2D 3D Sonic game. Like it's better than most of the 3D Sonic games. Like Forces, Colors, for some of y'all Cyberspace. I say for some of y'all the new too. Cyberspace. It's better than some of them. But despite that, we still hear 2D modern and 2D needs to go. No, it needs to stay. It needs to stay. I mean, I guess you can make like a whole, you keep the boosting in 3D and the platforming in 2D. But if you maybe, I don't know how you can find a fix about it. The only fix you can find if you really want 2D to be out of modern Sonic, which for me makes no sense, would be, well, bringing back the Advanced Rush series. And that's on Sega. We cannot force them. But yeah, all that to say is, let's not hate. Alright? Chaos Island, going back to Frontiers, Chaos Island is a perfect island. Alright? For me. It's a perfect, I have no problems with the island, other than the fact that you're slow in 2D. And that's what Frontiers in general, even Cyberspace. Shadow Generations proves that 2D can still be fun in modern Sonic. All that matters is the movement. You gotta keep moving in a fun way. It doesn't matter if you're in 2D or in 3D, as long as you're moving in a fun way. Who cares? If I see Chaos Island in Frontiers 2, I wouldn't be mad. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't be mad. I may be being a bit harsh on this, but I may prefer Chaos Island and Oranos Island over the Oranos Island in DLC, to be honest. Because the DLC is cool, right? But you see all the problems with Amy, Tails, and Knuckles. Their physics are platforming is kind of tough. Their acceleration levels are not perfect. Just standing still, you want to go like a step, and Amy just flies. She takes like 10 steps when you just want to take one step. Knuckles and Tails are the same thing. Most of it is puzzle based, so I still like it. It's still, I don't hate any level. Again, I don't hate any level of Frontiers. Frontiers is my top 10 Sonic games. But still, I prefer Chaos Island over that island simply because of the flow. Chaos Island is so open if you just stop focusing on the fact that, oh, you're in 2D. Bro, when you stop thinking, oh my god, I'm 2D, oh my god, it's so bad. When you get out of it, you realize that you start going left. I already said that. You're going every other type of way, but somehow you end up in another location that you wanted to go. I mean, I don't know. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Or am I crazy? Because this is what I call roller coaster vibe. That's the thing with Frontiers as a whole. It does that every time. Whether it's Chronos, even though it has less of these moments, Chronos does that all the time. Ares does that all the time in 3D. Like all the time, every direction you go, you know that the dash pads are useful in Frontiers just for the directions. Even though I would prefer, like, you know, being some kind of way to do it without, but I understand why they're there and it's still fun. Chaos Island does that sometimes even better than Ares, to be honest. Sometimes, but it's stuck in some slow 2D sections that some people hate for some reason. Other than the fact that it's slow, I don't have no problems with it. And I don't think Sonic fans should have too much of a problem with it. But still, respect Chaos Island. I want more respect on Chaos Island, please. It's a semi-perfect island. Oh, and I didn't talk about Superstars. I always forget about this game. The 2D is cool. The physics are cool, but the level design is garbage midway. So I don't know where to play Superstars, honestly. I can end up with a ranking, maybe. You have to rank 2D Modern Sonic, and I'm not gonna put Advance and the Rush series because that'd be kind of cheating, because it's literally the thing I'm gonna talk about the Modern Sonic, the mix between 3D and 2D. I'm gonna say the one that handles it the best for Modern Sonic is Unleashed. Unleashed is the one that handles it the best, for sure. Second is Generations. It's just a bit slower and more focused on platforming, and that's all honestly on preference. It's based on preference. So second is Generations. Third, Frontiers. Honestly, Frontiers is third for me. Again, I love Chaos Island. I don't know. I just can't understand how you can hate that level. I hate that island. Aside from the fact that it's 2D, the platforming is amazing. Please play it with a new perspective. Fourth, Colors, because the 2D is good, but sometimes it's slower than Frontiers. And when I say slower, it's like auto scroller on a spring. That's what I'm talking about. That I can't forgive. Even though, again, it's my first 3D Sonic game, I cannot forgive. Still love Colors though. I didn't talk about Lost World. Well, doesn't matter. Lost World is last. Fifth is Forces. Again, it's just basic. It's either basic or terrible. You can't do much with that. Forces. And sixth is Lost World. The 3D is already horrendous, but the 2D, slow, platforming terrible. It's Mario with Sonic 4 physics. What do you want me to say about Lost World? I'll make a whole hate video about Lost World, but that's for another day. Anyways, despite that, thank you for staying for, again, 3 people that are watching. If you liked, please, I'm gonna make more talks about this while I'm figuring stuff out for editing and stuff. So if you like just talking about subjects, it can be any type of video game subject. They can only be Sonic, but I'll be talking about a lot of Sonic still. Please comment, like, subscribe, do all of that, and replay like Chaos Island. In fact, replay Chaos Island with mods. Okay, if you really want to be there, maybe that'll help you see the light. Fix the 2D, make it fast, add momentum. Replay with mods for those who are on PC. But even if there's no mods, please replay Chaos Island with a new perspective. You will see what I'm talking about. This island is amazing. Thank y'all. See y'all another day. Peace.